All right. Good morning, boys and girls, and everybody who is supporting and loves public schools. Today is I Love Public Schools Day, so we are all supporting our I Love Public Schools t-shirts. So today we're going to finish our last Tacky story, which makes me a little bit sad because guess what? I love these stories. Love, love, love them. But today is our last one, and it's called Tacky in Trouble. And guess what? It's still written by Helen Lester and illustrated by Lynn Munsinger. Are you ready? Here we go. Tacky in Trouble. We can tell it's Tacky because he still has on his what? Hawaiian shirt. All right, here we go. Tacky in Trouble. Oh my goodness, look at that. There's an igloo with a what? Palm tree. Does that make any sense? No. Well, let's find out what in the world the two or how the two go together. As Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect sang Sunrise on the Iceberg. The sun rose on the iceberg, and they felt very much in charge. What's happening? Blared Tacky the penguin, greeting each of his companions with a hearty slap on the back. After breakfast, the penguins went out about their morning activities. Whether they were ice block building, napkin folding, feather combing, ballroom dancing, Tacky was the odd bird. Then it was nap time. Nap time for all, that is, but Tacky. What a great day for surfing, he cried. Would that be fun or what? It would be what, said Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect. Go surfing if you must, but please do it quietly. So Tacky took off alone and coasted over the waves. Suddenly, the wind came up, filling his shirt like a sail, and he found himself blowing full speed ahead out to sea. He loved the spray on his beak and the thrill of the ride. Ooh, where do you suppose the wind's going to take him? I don't either. Let's find out. On he sailed, and on through the sunny days and starlit nights. By the time he finally reached land, he was standing on his tiptoes on an ice cube with his little heart beating in excitement. Tacky waddled ashore, ready for an adventure. Ooh, what kind of trees do we see? Palm trees. Interesting, huh? After being greeted by the strangest penguins he'd ever seen, he came upon a large gray rock. How nice. He had lots of rocks at home. Funny, thought Tacky. This rock is warm. The rocks he knew were cold. And it's a little squishy. The rocks he knew were hard and sort of hairy. Hairy? He couldn't remember any hairy rocks back on the iceberg. Is it really a rock? No. What is it, kindergarten? Oh my goodness. Tacky never could sit still for long, so he did a little rock hopping dance he'd always enjoyed doing at home. I don't need shoes and I don't need socks, just my mellow yellow feet for hopping on the rocks. Hey! I don't need shoes and I don't need socks, just my mellow yellow feet for hopping on the rocks. Hey! I don't need... Suddenly, the rock rose up and in a louder voice than any penguin's, a louder voice than even Tacky's, boomed, "Something's tickling my back!" Before Tacky could answer, "What's happening?" the rock, whose name happened to be Rocky, grabbed him and they were crashing through the jungle. This is an adventure for Tacky, isn't it? Tacky loved adventures, but was this fun or what? He wasn't really sure. Finally, Rocky came to a very gray clearing, plunked Tacky down, and bellowed, "Flowers for my table!" While Tacky was puzzled, Rocky was overjoyed, for she had taken one look at Tacky's shirt and was convinced she had brought home the most beautiful bunch of flowers in the world. "Yes, indeedy, just what I needed to brighten up this dreary old place. Let's see, I'll need a wide vase. This gorgeous bunch of flowers is pretty thick around the stem area." So Tacky thinks Rocky's a rock, and Rocky thinks Tacky is flowers. They are a little bit puzzled. Oh man, we're gonna have to see if they figure this out, aren't we? After choosing her widest vase, Rocky plopped Tacky in, and he looked around. The table was set for dinner with ketchup and lemon pie and grape punch and gravy and mustard and marmalade and peanut butter and lots of other good things. Rocky galloped gleefully around the table singing, "Flowers make all the difference, flowers make all the difference." "I'm not a bunch of flowers," said Tacky. "Say what?" Rocky trumpeted. "Of course you're a bunch of flowers. Don't be silly." She sniffed Tacky. "You smell lovely, too." "Thank you," said Tacky, "but I'm not a bunch of flowers. I'm a penguin." Rocky eyed Tacky suspiciously. "What's a penguin? Some sort of weird plant?" "No," offered Tacky. "It's a kind of bird." "A bird?" snorted Rocky. "What a hoot! You're not like any bird I've ever seen." Tacky felt his neck feathers prickle uncomfortably. "I'm really, honestly, truly a penguin," he repeated. Rocky did not want to hear this. She wanted flowers. She needed those flowers, and her dull gray home needed those flowers. "If you're a penguin, prove it," Rocky demanded. Then she reached out. Swoosh, she snatched Tacky's shirt. "At least I'm keeping these pretty blossoms, no matter what." "Well, unless you can convince me you're a penguin." Tacky knew he was in trouble now. His shirt was his sail, and without his shirt, how would he get home? He would never see Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect again. I'm a little bit worried about you. "Hurry up now. I'm hungry, and I don't have all day," snapped Rocky impatiently. "Prove you're a penguin. Do something penguinish." Tacky thought very hard. He just had to show her. Oh, yes, he remembered Penguin's March. He began. 1, 2, 3, step in the ketchup bowl without knowing it, and continue marching over the table. 4, 5, 17, 100. What else? What else? Asked Rocky. Penguin's belly slide. Tacky got a running start, skidded across the lemon pie, swished and swirls over the tablecloth. Well, where was that lemon smell coming from? "Go on," ordered Rocky. "Penguin's dive." Tacky took a bounding leap up and did a splashy cannonball into the pitcher of grape punch. "Refreshing." More confused than convinced, Rocky asked, "And keep going." What else? What else could a penguin do? Then he remembered what had gotten him into this situation in the first place, and he said, "Penguins are excellent hoppers." Bravely tilting his beak up in his best proper hopping form, he hopped in the gravy and hopped on the cloth. He hopped in the mustard and hopped on the cloth. He hopped in the marmalade and hopped on the cloth, and hopped in the peanut butter, and stopped. Why do you think he stopped in the peanut butter, kindergarten?
Because he likes it.
Well, maybe because he liked it. Why else would you stop when you got to peanut butter? What do you think, Annabelle?
Maybe because I don't want to step in it.
Oh, maybe. Layla?
The elephant would eat it.
Maybe. Do you think it's because it's so sticky he couldn't get out?
Yeah.
He got in the peanut butter and stuck there and he couldn't move. Let's find out. See if it tells us. I don't know if it does. Then he waddled stickily over to Rocky. "See?" he shrugged hopefully. "I'm a penguin." Rocky looked at her yellow, red, purple, brown, and orange and tarnished tablecloth and bellowed, "What have you done to my tablecloth?" Tacky froze. He had been having fun doing penguin things, and he hadn't even realized that he had made a mess. Uh-oh, he thought. "I'm stuck here forever. I'll never get to go home to my iceberg." "My tablecloth! My tablecloth!" hooted Rocky. "I love it! I simply love it! Look at those colors. They're brilliant. They're beautiful. And they're so much prettier than your blossoms. No offense. Here you go, you wonderful, odd, whatever you are." With that, she picked up Tacky's shirt and flipped it to him. She also threw him a hot dog, a cookie, and 3 kisses. "Thank you," she trumpeted as Tacky waved goodbye and set out for the water's edge. He leapt onto the log, thinking, I didn't know ice blocks came in brown. And as his shirt caught the wind, he set sail. Meanwhile, back on the iceberg, Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect were singing Sunrise on the iceberg. And the sun rose, but they didn't feel in charge. Life just hadn't been the same without Tacky. Everything was so orderly, and they were tired of patting each other on the back and whispering, "What is happening?" Nothing was happening. Then they saw the speck in the distance. Could it be? As the speck came closer and closer, they could see it was Tacky. Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect hugged Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird, but to have. Yes, exactly. And many miles away, an elephant sat by her beautiful tablecloth and thought the same thing. And that is the end. You know what I love about all of these Tacky stories? What I love is that you can be a little bit different and a little bit odd and still be loved by others, right? It's kind of the same message we've been sharing about Martin Luther King, isn't it? Yeah, I love it. All right, whoever was watching today, and maybe kindergarten, you get to watch it again. I hope you loved it. I hope you enjoy it. And we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day.